All right, welcome to the outdoor portion of kitchen at the compound. I've got a chimney starter here, and it's about half full with Kingsford charcoal briquettes. They work very well, and they're very uniform. One thing, if you can get a shot down inside the kettle here, I've got two grates down inside the kettle. Which
Whoops, no, that's not the kettle.
Oh,
there you go.
Down inside at the very bottom. I'll lift it up here.
I got it. I zoomed in.
So you can see. That way it keeps the little coals from getting away. And this is pretty hot. Usually
That wooden
doesn't
handle's
stay
not
real
supposed to get hot though, is it?
it's plastic.
Oh.
But if you leave it in there as long as we lifted it in there a few minutes ago, then it will get hot. So we have our coals piled up. I usually pile them up kind of on one side. I think you get more use out, especially when you're cooking small amounts like we are tonight. But that fire will be very hot. Might even add one or two fresh briquettes to that.
So let everybody out there in video land know how you know that it's the appropriate temperature to put the protein on.
Well, the best way to know is to have a temperature gauge. So I've sprayed the grill already, and we'll let it get hot. And this Weber has a temperature gauge in the top. So the temperature you're looking for...
Where did you get that fancy little Weber grill?
I got it for Christmas. My beautiful wife gave it to me. It was a nice Christmas present. So
He told Santa Claus he wanted it.
It has a new ash bin that works very well. I did say ash bin. So you want about 350, so I'm going to have the vent about halfway open, and the vent on top about halfway open. And usually that gets me about 350, no more than 400 degrees, and that's really about what you want. Now, you also see here's the tenderloin out of the marinade. There's still a little marinade in the bottom of the pan there, or the bottom of the bowl. And you see this thing stuck out the end of it, which is my probe thermometer. And if you don't have one of those, I highly recommend you get one, especially if you're cooking things that the temperature, the internal temperature is very important, like this is. Whether it's a beef tenderloin or a deer tenderloin or some kind of a rib roast, you really want to be able to keep the temperature probe in there and know what the temperature is as it's cooking. So we are going to get this out and on the grill. As I can see, the temperatures come up, and we're just under 350. It's still coming up. It's about 325 right now. So I know it's looking good. That's the temperature that we want, and we have good heat there. And I am going to get this tenderloin out of the marinade, and before I drop everything.
So did you preset your probe to a certain temperature to beep beep at you when it reaches that temp, or are you just going to watch it?
I have preset the probe at 130 degrees. We may pull it slightly before that. It will continue to cook once you take it off the grill. But right now, we're going to watch it pretty closely, and we're going to turn it probably every 5 minutes. And we're also going to get the zucchini on as well, because it will take a while to cook that zucchini. This whole cooking of the tenderloin should probably take only about, I'm going to say 15 to 20 minutes. This thing is so lean. Again, the recommendation is to cook these things to medium rare. My wife probably will not want to eat it medium rare. I will, so I probably will cook it a little bit farther than that, or part of it, or one end of it will be a little more done than the other if I manage the fire correctly. And you can see the flames coming up from the grease of the bacon, the wonderful bacon. So that's what we're doing for now, and we'll be back in 5 minutes to check on the doneness.
Oh yes, and in about 5 minutes I'm going to put the broccoli in the oven so it can roast, because it's going to take about 10 to 15 to roast properly.
Yep.
See ya.